What's going on, YouTube? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling great. Let's get it in. My addiction, my addiction taught me a lot. My addiction taught me so much. My my addiction taught me that I didn't really like being myself. I'm gonna get a bit personal here, but my addiction taught me that I didn't, like being myself. I was addicted to certain substance. I don't think I'm gonna mention it here, but that substance, man, it steals a piece of your soul that you can't get back, and you can't really talk to anyone about it, because if you do, they're gonna judge you, and then later on they might use it against you. I learned that the hard way. I learned that nobody truly cares. No one truly cares about your problems. The world doesn't care. At the end of the day, you gotta save yourself, because nobody's gonna know your struggles. Nobody's gonna know your worry. Nobody's gonna know your pain. Nobody truly going to know your addiction. You have to dig deep inside of yourself to help your own self. Especially if you in my position, you don't have money to get professional help, because it costs money to get professional help with the addiction I have. And again, you can't talk to your friends, you can't talk to your family, you can't talk to nobody, because again, they're gonna judge you, and they're going to use it against you. They might get mad at you and be like, "Oh, that's why you was such and such." That's why I try to stay to myself. My addiction showed me that I hated myself for a while. That I didn't want to be in this world. I didn't want to be sober. I didn't want to be in this physical realm anymore. So I get, sky high. you know and I realized my addiction showed me that I had a lot of unhealed trauma, man. My addiction showed me I had a lot of unhealed childhood trauma, wound so deep that it was never healed, and it doesn't go anywhere. Believe it or not, no matter how you try to bury it, it doesn't go anywhere. It turns into something else again. In my situation, it turns into drug use, excessive drug use, to the point where you know, I end up being homeless in the street. I had no direction. You know, the addiction so strong and so powerful. It's almost as if it's almost as if I was being possessed by some type of entity. The scariest part of my addiction was I realized I didn't have control over it. That's the scary part. People who do hardcore drug, people who's a drug addict, they're gonna know what I'm talking about. That feeling when you lose all control and you feel like you're not in control anymore, because you're not. The minute you get a paycheck, you want to get high. You don't care. You don't care whether you live or die. And when you are a hardcore drug addict, you understand that free will is not going to work. People be like, "Well, just don't do it." That lets me know you never been a drug addict before. You don't know what it's like. You know, you don't know what it's like to fight every day, to fight with yourself every day. Because when you're a drug addict, right, a hardcore drug addict, you, how can I say this? I'm sorry, this video is all over the place, but you begin to lose yourself. You begin to lose your soul, man, to that substance. You look yourself in the mirror, you don't even recognize who you are. Your soul's crying out for help. You don't know how to get it. So it turns to drugs. You got a lot of unhealed trauma. And you don't know how to heal. The soul's crying out for help. And it doesn't want to feel it anymore. It doesn't want to be here anymore. It turned to drug. It wants to get high. It wants to feel like it wants to feel like it doesn't, like it's not here. It wants that high feeling. It's searching for love. It's searching for wholeness. But it's searching for it at a wrong place. AKA drugs. Whether it be crack, meth, cocaine, excessive use of drugs. You're searching for yourself. You don't know how to find yourself. You're in pain. You're trying to numb yourself. For me, I had to try to figure out what the fuck. By me being so, self-aware, I knew the drugs was bad. I knew something was wrong with me. I just couldn't figure it out. So I had to dig deep within myself, trying to figure out Why am I using this substance? What is it that's inside of me that I'm trying to escape from? What message my addiction is trying to tell me? I realized the addiction, my addiction, one of the things that it taught me, that I hated myself. You know that shit is bad for you and you do it anyway. That means you hate yourself. That means there's a split within your mind. That means you're disconnected with yourself. I'm speaking for me. I was disconnected. And whoever out there can relate to this, I hope it, it can help you out. But you feel disconnected with yourself. You don't want to be with yourself. You want to be. You want to feel like something else. So with me, again, I had a lot of unhealed trauma, childhood trauma that I never really healed from or talked to anybody about. So the trauma built inside of me. It stayed until it expressed itself again by doing drugs, hardcore drugs. My dumb ass thinking I could just stop, but that was the mistake. I couldn't just stop. Your free will is out the window. You can't use force to do it. It only works for a while, then you go back at it again. The craving come. It's like an overwhelming force that you got no choice but to go back to the substance that you was abusing, man. But I had to dig really, 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 really deep inside of myself. I have to sit with my child self. I had to had a conversation with my child self. I had to had a conversation with the wound that I tried to numb, that I tried to bury. I had to had a conversation with it. I had to find the root cause of my addiction. That is something that the rehab center can't do. That is something that people can't do for you. That is something you have to do for yourself. What is the root cause of your addiction? What causes that? That's when I had to, again, I had to go deep inside of myself, man. That's when I had to ask myself, why am I doing this drug? What is it that I'm trying to numb? Who is it that is hurting? My child self? My teenager self? My adult self? Where did that pain come from? Is it multiple wounds? Is it multiple wounds that I have within me? What is it that I'm running from? Addiction, man. It's to me it's something that is spiritual. And when I say spiritual, I'm meaning that it's some addiction, man, is gonna take some kind of force for you to go deep within yourself, trying to heal what you've been escaping from, to trying to heal what you've been hiding from. And when I say force, I'm talking about you, yourself. You are the force. Or if you want to believe in God, or if you want to believe in something that's out of yourself, if that's going to help you, do it. Trying to call on that force if you can. And I realized with my addiction, I realized it wasn't just the substance. Like when I run out of money to get that substance, I realized it wasn't just about that substance. I realized my addiction went to somewhere else. Like scrolling on social media. When I say scrolling, I'm talking about doom scrolling all day long. Trying to escape the pain, trying to escape myself. I'm just scrolling, I'm scrolling. I'm looking for notifications so I can get a rush of dopamine. I'm scrolling, constantly scrolling. Now the drug is not now the addiction is not drugs. Now I'm addicted to social media. I done run out of money. Now the addiction turned into something else. Social media, porn. And that's another thing I learned about addiction. It wasn't never about the substance. The substance was just my choice of drugs. Since I ran out of money, now the focus is somewhere else. I still have the addiction, but it's focuses again. It focuses. I was focused on something else. Again, porn, doom scrolling all day fucking long without getting shit done, trying to escape from myself. Until I had to go deep within myself, man. I had to sit back and breathe and really go inside of myself and trying to find the root cause of my addiction. Trying to figure out why I can't just stay still. Why do I need constant stimulation? What is it inside? What's inside of me that is hurting? What is it I'm trying to feel? What void that I'm trying to fill? For me, it could be different for anybody else, but for me was, let me give you an example. For me, it was a lot of childhood trauma, unresolved childhood trauma. Trauma that I buried deep within myself. That I had to go in and talk to that child that was hurt. And I'm still working on it. I had to tell him, like, listen, you're okay. You don't have to be scared anymore. You don't have to be scared. Don't be scared no more. You know what I mean? I had to go deep inside of myself. It was very uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie. It was very hard and uncomfortable, but I had to have a conversation with myself. I had to kept it real. I had to be real with myself. There's a part of me I didn't like. At one point in time, I didn't like myself. The drug addiction taught me no one's going to save you, man. Those rehab centers, those professional help, they don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about you. They just want your money. Do you know how much a rehab center costs? Do you know how much professional help costs? In my case, I'm self-aware that I needed to go deep within myself. I'm self-aware that I know that nobody can help me but me. Nobody can save me but me. And yeah, we all some form of way experience trauma, whether you know it or not. Most people are addicted to a certain point. Most people are addicted. It depends on the addiction or how bad your addiction is. Some of us is so bad. With me, some of us is so bad to the point where we become homeless. Just you give up on life. You just give up on people. You say, fuck it. I don't want to deal with society. I don't want to deal with the corporate world. I don't want to deal with none of those bullshit. But like Carl Jung, I listened to a lot of Carl Jung. He said addiction is a message. It's not here to destroy you. He said addiction is not here to destroy you, but if it's not, if you don't confront it, it can destroy your life. And then Carl Jung said addiction is a message. Almost like a wake-up call. And another thing that Carl Jung was saying, right? He was saying that what truth are you hiding from? What truth are you hiding from? What's the addiction is really about? That you need love? That you fear to be alone? You know what I mean? So I had to bring that truth out of me, man. I had to be real with myself on why I'm doing these drugs, or why I have an addiction. You know what I mean? So for me, I don't want to talk to nobody else, but for me, I went deep inside of myself, and I'm still going deep, and I'm still talking to my inner childhood, to my inner child. It's a constant work. It's not easy. I have to talk to it. Be kind with yourself. Be patient. Love yourself. The drugs I was abusing, I felt love. I felt warmth. It felt like a warm hug from the universe. I guess that's what I was missing. But then I realized that shit, I have to come right back down. And then I have to deal with reality. I have to deal with the fact that I'm homeless. I have to deal with the fact that I get depressed and all of that shit. I have to get back down to reality and deal with the pain. And then go right back up again. It's up and down, up and down. It's like, I don't want to live that way anymore. So that was the message the addiction taught me, man. You gotta love yourself. You gotta go deep inside and find the womb that you're trying to heal, and try and find the pain. Where's the root cause of that pain? For me, I went out in nature, sit by the tree, days, no cell phone, no stimulants, no nothing. Just sitting with my thoughts, just sitting with my own thoughts, right? And just going in and talking to myself. Look at that big ass iguana. I don't know if y'all could see that. Ooh wee! And that shit scared me too. But look at that bad boy. Florida iguana for you. But anyways, yeah. I hope this video can help somebody, man. Because I know I'm not the only one that goes through addiction, especially if you a high spirited person, someone that is, I don't like to use the word spiritual, but I'm gonna use it just so we can get an understanding. Someone that is very, very spiritual, but yet struggles with addiction. You know what I mean? And some of the people that are hardcore drug addicts, they be the most beautiful people, man. The most intelligent people ever. The most kind-hearted people ever. You know what I mean? People who have hardcore drug addiction, they high vibrational people. Even though they're abusing the substance, they're the most beautiful people on the planet. They just, their energy is directed, and the energy is directed at a wrong place. But once they get healed, man, they be the most powerful people ever, man. They be the most beautiful people ever, like I said, man. But again, I hope this video, I hope this video resonate with some people, because I know I'm not the only one who goes through this, and I hope it helps somebody. And yeah, if you feel like you need professional help, go do that. You know what I mean? If you feel like you get professional help, again, you should go do that. But for me, I know that wouldn't work. Plus, I ain't got the money for that anyway. So if I can heal, I want to say I'm totally healed, but if I can get better without spending a whole lot of money, then you can too. It just take time, and you gotta love yourself and be patient with yourself. But anyways, y'all be good. Y'all still wear, and I'm out.